Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai with the Scramble for the Far East mod. Today I have prepared it, like a good TV chef, I have prepared the defeat of the Americans. They only hold one area left in its out here on the bell end of this. No, they only hold one area left, and so we're going to defeat them here. However, before I go ahead and do that, I want something more substantial than a boring old siege to end it off with. Also, this is a comparatively pretty easy siege because they've filled out the garrison with so many cannons. These are going to be absolutely useless and have just taken up space that they could have had troops that would have actually been able to defend it. With that said though, we're gonna go ahead and fight the Americans up here, and then I'm also gonna use my new ironclads to sink this American fleet right here, and then we'll go ahead and end them. Right now I can, and the Americans have offered peace, so I can do the, like, you know, go down the line and set up peace with them and force them to become vassal. However, what we saw with the Northern Alliance is not a great way to set it up, because the Americans will definitely be constantly coming back at my throat. So we're gonna end them rightly, as they say. We'll throw the end of the sword at them, screw it off, and then, you know. Anyways, we're gonna start off by having the Brunswick army under Rolf. Why is he? Why did he knows? Look at how it goes. So he doesn't just go straight forward and attacks him. He knows, like, oh, there's always there was an ambush on the right side, so I'm gonna go far. I'm gonna go far left here and like swing into him. The Americans don't intercept, which I found rather interesting, but then again they've been starving during winter, so I guess that's that. They bring in two armies. They don't bring in the third, but I guess that's fine, because then we can bring in the new standardized army to deal with that, and they'll get some points. It says it's 50-50. I very much doubt that. Anyways, Woodrow Wilson, time for you to fall. This is still supposed to be spring, but it's like, I don't know, it's sort of grey. It's greyish. Everything's super grey. I guess they put the Scandinavia filter on this, the Hollywood Scandinavia filter on this. I don't know what. Probably prefer the more vibrant Mexico one, but anyways. I'm gonna send the cavalry up to this ridge so we can hold it with cavalry, so the enemy cavalry won't, you know, be able to quickly attack me. Then we got the troops divided into two brigades of 5 infantry units each. So the first one will be brought up and the second one will be held in reserve. We have 3 to cover this area, and also where I've stationed my howitzers. And yes, that is my battle plan. Let's go ahead and attack, sir. Put it into action. What's this? Oh, look at that. I was oh shit! We've got... What the crap? Okay, this is kind of weird. Okay, so I'm not going up the hill now. This completely changes it. Cavalry needs to go back. Actually, the cavalry needs to go protect the artillery. Okay, so this completely changes things. We're gonna get these 3 in the back to speed the way towards here. We're gonna make sure that these guys hold. Same with these here. I can switch to canister.
Sir, I feel your general is in mortal peril,
Canister. general set up to fire at them, and here comes my hussars. Gonna join in here. This line will hold. Let's see, is there more reinforcements coming in? There's a lot of them coming here. Okay, I was just about to think like, oh yeah, you know what? I should probably move the guns. Oh crap. That unit was lost. And the general is kind of set in the wrong area. Gonna make sure the let's make sure that the cannons get out of there. And then bring in more troops. I'm gonna bring in one extra hussar to stop the enemy over there.
From the battlefield, sir.
No, I don't want you to run. Ah, crap. American bastards got through. Okay, so this turned out to be a lot more messy fight than I thought it would. But it's like how could I have thought out that the Americans were gonna come? I guess I could have calculated that. I definitely didn't think the main line was gonna falter, but we have lost some units out of that as well. We've lost 2 units. Oh shit, their fight is ready. Overconfidence has brought me low. But the battle is certainly not lost yet. It's just like it's all over the place. Okay, so you're really like wounded, so you'll move back to this area. Right, these are now safe and the enemy cavalry is no longer harassing them. So I'll get them out of danger. And then we'll set up new lines around here. As long as no units are completely destroyed, it's fine. And I can definitely still turn this around. Right, so we've got 3 units out. And they're gonna redraw the line like this. This, I feel there's lots of potential here in destroying these guys. If I can just order the troops into the right position. Like, we're gonna get the hussars into a position on the flank. Okay, these guys here need to be moved into the attack on these. And then this guy is going to be moved up and see if we can brought him down there. And then the cavalry is going to focus in here and then it's going to come around and attacking them. I'm guessing there's like a Montgomery Guard or something that's holding these guys in place, where it's just like there's so many of them that's kind of what's holding them from breaking apart. I'm gonna go ahead and head up here and inspire them. As soon as we start laying down some proper fire here, we should be able to kind of quickly run through this, and then we'll be able to focus in our power on the enemy. Why aren't you firing? Oh, they're moving hard now towards this unit, which is actually good because that opens up for these units to fire flank fire. Okay, move harder. I don't know why you're not firing. The terrain is probably not ample for that. And it also sets up the cavalry to go swing in from over here. These guys getting hit hard by the Americans right now. I'm gonna move these aside. And now I'm gonna get the Hussars to strike here against the Americans. The unit was broken, it lost about half its manpower before it broke. But now we're starting to break up the Americans. Most of these are kind of breaking. So I'm gonna get these 3 units off around to this side. Can I get you back on the cannons? There's business to be had with a close range canister shot, I feel like. Come on, break him already. There we go. We're gonna leave 1 unit, and then these 3 will hurry their way over here. Yeah, the Americans are not looking too hot, but neither is my cavalry. It's gonna pull them back. Oh, it's still set to canister actually. Gonna see about if I can fire here without shooting the rest of my unit, and also get my Hussars out of there. They're running like crazy. We'll fire the canister shot into that. Oh, you're back. Good. And just in time for you guys to come in. And... okay, you will now hold fire. And I'll order a bayonet charge. And the cavalry needs to go in there again. And now we just go after them all. It's a little bit of a fight here. Where we lost that. Oh, because there was a second one on the hill. That's what the cannons could fire at. Meanwhile, this turned out to be more of a messy fight than I thought it was going to be. But I was not really prepared for the Americans to turn up in such a way in my flank. Unfortunately, very high casualties on our side. Luckily for me, no unit destroyed, so we will be able to recover all of these. As said, though, unfortunately, about half the army was killed. However, the enemy lost a lot more, as per usual. They deployed 6,000 men and lost 5,000. Still 1,200 left of them. Highest kills goes to a Brunswick unit at 631. Although they're all Brunswick units, so maybe not super surprised. Oh, and I get a battle marker, the Battle of Musashi Station. And one of the armies was destroyed. Really want to recover these guys because they're down to 3,000 men. But now I want to bring in and attack the Montgomery army up here, which will bring in the most substantial reinforcement, and then I can end Woodrow Wilson in another battle. So this one I will get reinforcements. I will keep in mind, everyone, that there will be a reinforcement coming in from the left. It's the exact same battlefield, and we like set in the same area. This is my this is the newest general, most inexperienced of them, but he's got a good army. I've set up the grenadiers to focus in on making sure that our left flank is secure, and then we've got 2 brigades of 4 infantry ready to set off towards the hill. And with that, let's go ahead and start. So the enemy is sitting in position and they don't look to be advancing, which is good, because that will give me plenty of time to march towards the hill and set off the reinforcements marching that way as well. And also I set 1 extra unit on the side, and we got the hussar, no, not the hussars, the dragoons. Dragoons moving up on the side, and I've got dragoons moving up on this side as well. Look at that, the enemy reinforcements. Is that the enemy reinforcements? No, could be the enemy reinforcements. Should be turning up on the left, right? Grenadiers will hold the position for a while. Although the dragoons are actually will be an early warning system, so we'll set the grenadier off down through the open range. I switched up which playlist I'm playing for the music, and I realized we were playing kind of... It wasn't the war one, so we're playing... we were playing some of the lighter music a minute ago, but it looks like we're switching over to war music right now, which is good. Okay, so the enemy reinforcement, which I imagine are these troops, I actually turned up behind the enemy. And the enemy has decided to move even further back. Someone's building a little bit of a house over here. They are retreating far, far away. No, they're switching. They're switching their line to focus on the guys that are taking the hill. They're not going to try and contest us at all with that. I like the dragoons. They have very long range. Yeah, they have 275. So that's longer than the normal, like, rifles. Which means that I can sit and fire at the enemy and they can't fire back at me. That's wonderful. However, the terrain here is not suitable for that. Although I'll set the dragoons over here. Meanwhile, these dragoons will be moving up and harassing the enemy cavalry, the New York Hussars. I'm sure they'll be super happy about that, as we slowly break their army apart. Let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit, shall we? Let's see if we can't get through the hills and set up to match the enemy in a way, like that, with this one going in there. Might have the general sit there, and then the grenadiers. I want the grenadiers to line out, because I mean, this staggered formation kind of works, because I can stop them and then everyone kind of cover each other. If the enemy don't move to attack us though, I feel like my dragoon's gonna slowly just eat up the flank here until there's nothing left. Okay, the enemy is repositioning again. It's the redrawing the line to face the new fact that the grenadiers are coming up here. So it looks like they're gonna draw the line like that through there, which means that these dragoons are probably gonna be able to fire on the enemy dragoons as they move forward. They have not even equipped their rifles, and they're getting shot up through the flank. Colonial Sable cavalry, the enemy's cavalry is moving into action. I will order these troops to halt and open fire on our enemy. We'll slightly move the dragoons to also fit that direction. Right, the fighting have started in earnest. We're holding on pretty well though. Let's get the grenadiers to join in this fight by moving up through here, and dragoons to start rounding the enemy on this side. The cavalry attack is more or less destroyed. Oh, it was cannons and crap up there. That means the dragoons does have the possibility of gaining some higher ground there. And looking at these guys' position, there's a ridge there going through that we should take care of. Also, we're not really supporting each other here, are we? Kind of need to move these forward and then inspire to make sure that they hold. And then we need more of the grenadiers to come in line with the fighting. Dragoons to gain a little bit more ground. Enemy cavalry being taken out by my dragoons. I think I can go around this bit. We'll go around... No, I can't actually. But can I set up on top of it? I might actually be able to do that. We move in. Okay, I want artillery fire into that wood. To see if we can start breaking that. Oh yeah, second line was not set to fire at will, were they? Because I didn't want them to fire into the back. First line, but now they are, so hopefully we'll get both lines firing down into this. Oh, they're moving on my dragoons, are they? Unfortunately for them, the dragoons move a lot faster than they do. Okay, we got Montgomery guards. We'll pull the dragoons a little bit back and then have the infantry move up. What I can do is I can charge in, kind of break it down as the infantry moves up. These guys need to get closer to the fight. Okay, the grenadiers need to support each other. And then we'll bring the dragoons up into the flank. Dragoons ordered to charge and attack the Americans, kind of break them up before the two line infantry units are able to set up on the crest of that hill. Once that is done, the dragoons will rather than actually pull back and destroy the formation as these guys are setting up, we're gonna push through. We're gonna push through the American formation and allow these to like properly set up their formation. Like the Americans are being broken up. Let's move the dragoons here closer in. You will continuously be ordered to continue and follow this. And the Montgomery Guards will be destroyed. Hold your fire and move in. Grenadiers, move in. Everyone, move forward. These guys firing down from the crest. Wonderful. Dragoons starting mopping up the retreating troops. And we've won the battle. Cannons hold fire. It's almost like it takes me a battle every time I start recording to get my bearings. And then we're gold. And we're gold. Similar deal for the Americans, where they lose about, what is it, that's 80% of their force, with only 1,000 men left. This time around we lose a lot less of ours, so not the previous what did we, like 50%. Now we're down to about, what's that, 15% loss or something like that. Highest kills goes to Dragoons. No surprise there, they were able to chase down a lot of enemies, and then with the fact that they're able to fire further away than most musket units, means that they can fire in peace without receiving any return fire. Right. And so one by one these armies are getting destroyed. I'm gonna continue forward here. I'm a little bit worried that if I move forward here and auto-resolve, that okay, there's so few. I'm still a little bit worried that if I'm auto-resolving here, that I'll end up losing a unit. But I'm still gonna risk it because I can't be bothered fighting this force right here. Doesn't look like I'm losing anyone. And I didn't! Surprise, surprise, I didn't lose a single unit. And we get another, this time it's Musashi Fields? Or just the Battle of Musashi? I can continue here, but I would rather have replenishment. So we get 68 units for the infantry, and then 20 for the cavalry. So that's plenty enough for us to continue and then destroy these afterwards. But I guess there's no point in that. Woodrow Wilson will die destitute out in the woods there next to the river. He might try to cross it and drown in the process. So with those two battles, let's quickly move on to the naval conflict, where our ships will take on the mass of the American Navy. The plan is pretty straightforward. We got the ironclads going to go straight into the enemy. The interesting thing, I had a battle with these earlier against another American fleet, and I captured 2 ships. And looks like we took on 2 turncoat ships, because they did not turn into German ships. Instead, there are 2 American, which I think we actually, rather than go for this fleet, they should head over to deal with the 2 French ships that turn up to watch the spectacle. But with that said, let's start our approach on the American fleet. Decisive victory. The enemy deployed 12 ships against our 5. We sunk most of them, and then we captured 3. So we have yet more American turncoat ships. Soon, that'll be the only thing we'll have to remember the Americans by, is the ships that we captured along the way. No French ships were captured during the fight. I mean, the ironclads are so good that, I mean, you saw it during the end screen thing. I just sailed right into it, in among their ships, and just started blasting, and they couldn't do anything about it. With that said, it's time to end the Americans by ending the siege of Shimoda. It's a difficult castle, to be sure. However, I had 8,000 men and 4 batteries of howitzers. That, combined with the fact that the enemy decided to only kind of put their troops on one side of the castle, meant that I was able to sneak in from the other 2 access points and overwhelm them pretty rapidly. and we were able to take it with minor casualties. And with that, the American-Japanese expedition is gone, given also that they're currently in a civil war. I don't think we'll see them back in Japan for quite some time. And there we go. And there. I can make them a vassal. Now, I wonder if I make them into a vassal right now, if it kind of be reformed, or if this new vassal will go ahead and remember what happened before. I'm kind of, the thing is, what I'm building up to in this video is that we'll take probably a year off, and I will reorganize my entire kingdom and prepare for then 1864. We'll come back and complete the rest of the quest, but I feel I need that time to kind of organize my armies and, you know, flesh them out. Certain bits, like the fact that my top two generals, the faction leader and the heir, both have you know, colonial troops as the main troops, while these other are coming in with grenadiers and guard units and all that. So I'll see about changing that up. But I think for the start of the, as a test here, we're gonna go ahead and make the US into a vassal state, and we'll see. But after that, I mean, I've done so many battles and stuff in this episode that I think we'll end it here. They are friendly. Military alliance plus 150. Past grievances, though, is minus 145. Faction leader honor 50. Faction leader commands respect. Different state allegiance is only minus 5. So total of 56 points. Now we add trade to that. And that should improve the happiness of the United States to 106. Hopefully, I'm guessing past grievances will slowly tick down. Look at how it looks on the map. It looks, if we tie back to what I said in the early beginning of the episode, I'm not going to say it again because, well, yeah, I've got my pet American nation, and given that this was a success, or at least for now, I'm thinking we're gonna do this to all the European factions. Next up is the British. Not entirely sure which is their home province. What you would want is, since the Americans are landlocked, they're not going to gain any more land, but they will have their navy outright. So they'll be like my navy vassal. So they can go ahead and deal with my enemies. In between episodes now, then, I will go ahead and reorganize my state. So when we come back a year from now, in 1864, I should have well set up armies with a fully prepared campaign against our enemies, either against the French or against the British, and we'll go from there. But yeah, pretty good. I'm pleased the fact that I've got my vassal state, the Americans, and with that, I'll say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.